Now we're back at the butcher block, and we're going to add the next ingredients in the recipe, and that is a half a cup of brown sugar, half a cup of brown sugar. I knew it would get there eventually. Maple extract and coffee. Now the maple extract is optional. If you're using maple extract, you're going to want to use about a quarter of a teaspoon. It's up to you about the flavors that you like. Normally I don't measure over my pan, but this is fine in this case because a little more or a little less won't hurt. If you're using something like syrup, you're going to need a little bit more than this. This is very concentrated, and so you're just going to have to gear it according to your taste. Now we have a third cup of condensed or very strong black coffee. And I'm going to stir this up really, really well. And you can see that the sugar's starting to melt already in the hot onions. I'm going to take this back and I'm going to put it on the stove. I'm going to cook it until it begins to caramelize. And once it starts to caramelize, I'll be able to do the last step. But before that happens, we've got this all mixed up thoroughly. We can now add our bacon to it. Just like that. Even the grease is fine. I wouldn't go crazy with it, but don't worry about draining it. We're going to stir all this up really, really well. Look at that beautiful color. By the time we get to the balsamic vinegar part, it's going to be even darker. And this is all stirred up, and you can do this on the stove if you have all your ingredients right there. It's a little hard for me to videotape everything at the stove. But this is ready to continue to the next phase of cooking. I will need the balsamic vinegar, 1 tablespoon of that. I told you eventually that would happen. 1 tablespoon of that when the time comes. So I will make sure this is beside me on the sink, on the stove, for when I'm ready.